Welcome to another episode of A Little Pour with a Little Guy and a Little Microphone. Tonight, what we are going to review is a bottle that was sent to us by one of our Patreons. David, thank you so much. And that is Frey Ranch Barrel Strength, or according to them, Farm Strength Uncut. Now, Frey Ranch is out of Nevada. They do the terroir thing where they have all this grain and everything taken care of, and they do some amazing stuff. Way back when, Chuck and I tried one of these, and it was very, very grain forward. We weren't a super fan. This bottle comes in about the 6-year mark, so let's see if that stuff has gone away. I'm pretty excited. Oh, that nose is delightful. So I'm getting pear, apple, gonna go crazy, go stone fruit. Yeah, that's what happens when I got the little microphone. I go outside the norm. Very light. It actually reminds me a little bit of like an Irish whiskey, which if you've watched the channel, you know I'm a fan of the Irish whiskey. Okay. So this comes in at 124.3 proof. This is batch number 9. You've got one of these and wanted to know. All right, let's go in for another sip and see what we see. All right, so I'm still getting some of those grain notes. Now, it's not fair to say that that makes it young whiskey or young bourbon because it is getting now commonplace for some of these distilleries to prefer grain forward bourbon. So all I can say is this is definitely a grain forward bourbon, which if you've watched the channel enough, you know Chuck would instantly poo-poo it and say it's terrible. I, however, tend to kind of enjoy some grain forward bourbon. This is actually very pleasant. So I'm getting big burnt brown sugar notes. Uh, it's almost like if you had an elephant ear at the carnival, but instead of powdered sugar on top, they did liquid caramel. So it's very good, very delightful. Or you could even go cornbread with like caramel burnt brown sugar on top. Very, very good. I very much enjoy it. And then on the finish, you get a little bit of hints of oak, but mainly you're getting a black pepper and a little bit, I would say, of like a jalapeno spice, which is not my wheelhouse. I'm not a big spicy food guy, but it's very good in this. It works out perfectly, and it just keeps building and building and building. As I'm sitting here not taking a sip, that finish is just staying, lingering, coming in at the jawline, everything you would expect from a high proof bourbon. So I can honestly say, when we originally tried Frey Ranch, I was not a huge fan of it. I was not going to go out and hunt another bottle anytime soon. Again, the good thing about Kentucky, it doesn't make it all the way out here. So it was never like enticing me or sitting on the shelf like, oh, you got to try me again. So again, thank you, David, for sending this. And I can say this is good. This is very delightful bourbon, grain forward, high proof bourbon that I will enjoy and sit with and try to get all the flavor profiles. But it is not your traditional bourbon flavor profile. So if your main jam is that brown sugar, vanilla, no grain notes whatsoever, this is still not going to be there for you. I think what they are doing is they are going with a grain forward bourbon. If you're willing to explore and open your palate to trying new things, I think this is a great one to try, and I think they're doing some amazing stuff out there. So for me, it's try it at a bar before you buy it. It's not one that it's going to be like it's got to be on my shelf, but venture into it carefully. And I'm going to say that with a lot of grain forward stuff because some people just don't like grain forward, and I get that. You want the traditional bourbon notes. If you're willing to be adventurous and try something new, I think Frey Ranch has got something that you should give a try. and let me know what you think in the comments below. Maybe it's your jam, maybe you think it's terrible. But at the end of the day, I'm the guy with the little microphone, so I gotta tell you what I think. Cheers. See you next time.